Hello and welcome to my channel. Here I review new movies and television shows and try to release a new review every weekday. Today's movie is Transfusion. It's a thriller action movie written and directed by Matt Nable that follows an Australian veteran named Ryan Logan, played by Sam Worthington. In it, Logan is a single father trying to find employment after leaving the military. His son keeps getting into trouble with the law, and the judge tells them that one more incident will see his son taken away. After losing another job, Logan becomes desperate for money and starts taking criminal work from his friend and another former veteran, Johnny, played by Matt Nable. The story revolves around Logan and his son and the emotional turmoil that they're going through. It jumps back and forth between two different timelines, the main story above and 7 years prior to it. In the past, Logan's wife, Josephine, was pregnant and Logan was running a rehabilitation program for injured veterans. The movie flips back and forth between the two timelines, slowly revealing the events of the past and adding insight into the relationship between Johnny and Logan. Unfortunately, it was obvious what Johnny did for Logan and it felt jarring every time they cut back to the past only to show a minute or two and then cut away again. It made it hard to follow the story, and a ton of time is wasted cutting back and forth between the two timelines. The film also introduces a number of concepts that end up being forgotten about in the chaos. For example, we're never told why Logan and Billy keep moving around. They hop from city to city, and it's implied this is a big reason why Billy is struggling so much, but then they never address the subject again. This happens multiple times throughout the film. They introduce a concept and play with it a bit, but never fully explain what's going on. Whose money are they taking? Don't know. How did they figure out who to come after? Don't know. Who was Ray? Don't know. The film doesn't have the time or will to explain anything. Even the main storyline isn't well explained. Like when Johnny's personality changes off screen and he does something completely out of character, right before the movie abruptly ends. There's no resolution or explanation. Other examples of concepts that go unused include Ryan Logan hallucinating and Billy being seen in the hospital. They never talk about what Billy is suffering from or why he's still going to the hospital, and they never explain the hallucinations and only mildly address them. The biggest problem is that it tries to do too many storylines and address too many issues. In just under 2 hours, we have the events of the past timeline, how Logan got injured and left the military, his relationship with Johnny and their criminal activity, Logan's personal identity crisis, and his son's behavioral problems. All of this could have been worked into the movie properly, but the film doesn't divide the time well. Each of these lines ends up feeling underdeveloped and rushed. Cast does what they can, but outside of the three leads, no one gets any screen time. Most of it is split between Sam Worthington, Matt Nable, and Edward Carmody. Sam Worthington as Ryan Logan is a calm and somewhat stoic veteran. Most of the time, he's just reacting silently to what's being said, but every once in a while he gets upset and lashes out at the people around him. He's vicious when angry, and his primary concern is protecting his son. Worthington has great chemistry with the actors who play his son, and comes off as a loving but damaged father figure. Matt Nable plays Johnny, Logan's senior in the military and the man who pulls him into the criminal underworld. He looks out for Logan and tries to do right by him whenever he gets the chance. Like Logan, he's struggling to adjust to civilian life. Nable plays the emotions well but doesn't really get to open up until the end. Edward Carmody plays Billy Logan, the son of Ryan. He's struggling during his teenage years and seems to be suffering from the aftermath of the past timeline. He's trying to fit in at school but finds himself caught up in the wrong crowd. He has good chemistry with Worthington but doesn't get a lot of opportunities to express himself or flesh out his character. The cast is doing a decent job of their roles, but the dialogue and the scene work don't allow them to really delve into their characters and what they're feeling or give them any opportunities to grow. Production-wise, the film is a little bit subpar. The camera shakes the entire time, and the film doesn't attempt anything other than basic shots, while using bare minimum sets. Despite being an action film, there are only 3 action sequences, and they're all relatively short and simple. The music is repetitive, overused, and is literally always trying to force emotions out of the scenes that just aren't there. It uses this one soft, melancholic piano piece on a loop. It's always trying to make you feel sad about Logan's life, and plays so often that it's impossible to ignore. It's annoying and constantly competes with the dialogue. Transfusion doesn't accomplish anything it sets out to do. Doesn't create compelling characters, doesn't have an interesting or exciting story, and the action is alright, but it's short. The soundtrack is repetitive and annoying, and even though there are good actors here, they don't get to do much. No big monologues, no big action sequences, just a little bit of threatening. It's kinda boring. 4 out of 10.